Well, hello there, guys. That's not good, is it? That light coming through that window. Let's see if I can block that out a bit. Normally, when I do a live stream, I'm trying to get light in. Now I'm trying to block light out. 1 second, I'll be right back. Let's put these on. That might help. Whoa, that's not that much better, is it? But I'm afraid that's probably about the best I can do tonight. I've drawn all the curtains, and I've just put the lights on in the area I'm in. But the light's coming through the curtains, and the sun's blasting through that kitchen window there, or galley window, which is not so good. But anyway, let's say good evening to you all. Thank you for joining me. And oh, 3 thumbs up and 2 people in. So that's not bad going, is it? Oh, 3 people in now. Evening, Martin. Evening, Jack. Right. Yeah, I just thought I'd do a little live stream to explain what I've been up to. And I'll tell you what, first of all, I'm very short of beer at the moment. I'm going to drink one of the beers Mark sent me at Christmas. I've got one of the Christmas ones. So yeah, it is, isn't it? Midsummer's Day, I'm going to drink a Christmas beer. That sounds like me, doesn't it? And this is called Tinkle Toes? Tinsel Toes. Yeah, Tinsel Toes. I can't remember what I was drinking then for a moment. Cheers, everyone. Oh, that tastes good. First today. Hello, Lee. Right, what have I been up to? Yeah. Well, if any of you have been watching my sort of Wednesday videos I've been trying to get out, my phone just dinged. I don't know why that was, but there you go. It's at the other end of the boat. I could hear it. I don't know if you did. Yeah, as you probably all know by now, I took the engine out, 10 weeks ago? Something like that now, probably 10 weeks ago. And it went back in a couple of days ago. Well, the new one did. But it's not running yet. Still got a lot of work to do. Obviously, I've done a lot of other jobs besides just the engine. Fitted the clarifier. If you saw the thumbnail I did for this, I think the clarifier I had in there, that's in the engine bay as well. So I plumbed all that in. Was that yesterday? Day before yesterday, I plumbed that in. The only thing I've got to do at the moment, I haven't. Well, I've done all on that side. I need to connect it to the cold and hot water, the cold feed and the hot water for going into the hot water system. That's not connected yet because I've got to drain the water down to do that. So I would do that at the same time as I take out the old clarifier. Because I'm in the cupboard here behind me. There's a big tank in there, which I'm going to take out. Which will give me extra storage room there, which will be quite handy. Anyway, guys, if anyone, hello Teresa, nice to see you there. Yes, so if anyone's got any questions, please do fire away. Otherwise, I'm going to sort of just waffle on like I normally do, and drink beer like I normally do. Oh, it's warm in here. It is. Well, it's basically 30 degrees in here at the moment. 29.8. Yeah, it's warm. So I'm sort of but we'll carry on anyway. Yes, it's warm for me. Yeah. So definitely needed the beer. I've been working outside. Well, we had rain here today. around about one-ish. We had a few odd showers. I could hear some thunder in the distance, but we only got the odd shower here and there. But I put it all away, put all the deck boards back on, took them all back off, again back. After I'd done that 3 times, I decided, well, I did it 2 more times. I had 3 times in total. I decided I wasn't doing any more today. It's hot out there. I've got something in my eye, the size of my eyeball. And it was hot out there, and I thought, you know what, I've had enough. Yeah, well, I've done all sorts of new things. I've done all the new deck boards, all the new, whatever it is, the framework which holds the deck boards up with all the water gullies in it. That's all new. Painted it, obviously, in the engine bay. That's all been painted. Yeah, it's just been one job after another. Now, the job I've got to get done next really is the wiring. I want to get the wiring done. I do have pics of some of the engine replacement. It's been in a couple of videos I've shown it, and I've actually filmed it going in 2 days ago. So when I get around to editing it, there will be a video with it going in. There's not much of a video because it's putting the camera somewhere while it's been lowered in. So I can't hold it because Sim was on the tractor on the pulley, lowering it down, and I'm having to push it from standing inside the boat so it goes into the right place. Because once we drop down, then I have to push it forwards a little bit underneath the railings for the deck. This engine sits a little bit more forward than the old one did, or backwards, I guess it is, towards the back of the boat. But the one thing is about it all is I can actually get down in the engine bay. I can actually stand behind the engine now. So I can actually get in there to do some work if need be. We hope no work. And it's an Isuzu 42 going in. And I always thought I had a Lister SR3 in the boat until someone said it looks like a ST3. And it was an ST3. So I always thought it was like the SR3 was like a 1600 engine, but the ST3 is a 3.2 litre. But it was very economical, started very well. I've actually just sold it. Someone's picking it up next week, so I've actually sold it. Didn't get quite as much as I'd like for it, but it's gone. And after all I've been spending on this boat at the moment, well, I'm broke. But when I took my pension, I took a lump sum under proviso I was going to spend it on the boat. And that's what I've done. So that's what's going on. Lining it up wasn't a problem because we took all the measurements beforehand. It just needed a fraction of a little tweak on the engine mounts. As we basically measured it all. It's still got, where you put the feeler gauges in on one of the bolts, which is red, and you turn it around quarter of turns and keep putting the feeler gauges in to make sure your tilt and everything's all the same all the way around. It's a fraction out still, so it's got to come up a fraction. Actually, it's got to go down a fraction at the back of the engine, what I call the back of the engine, which is the bow end of the engine, if you know what I mean. I'm calling the front of the engine where it goes onto the prop shaft, but that's, I guess, is the back. Anyway, the other end of the engine, the nearest the bulkhead, has got to go down a fraction. So that's a job probably for tomorrow, just getting there with the spanner and just probably a couple of turns on the spanner just to take it down fractionally on the mount. And it should hopefully be right, but it's very, very close at the moment. I'm pretty sure if you was to run the engine, it probably would work okay, but we'll get it spot on then. You know, you're good to go, don't you? Black sheep out. I don't mind some black sheep, Teresa. Yeah, we had a couple of heavy sort of showers. Well, I say heavy. They weren't heavy, but they were definitely would have got you wet if you were standing outside. Are you going to? Am I going to go? Not as far as I know. Yeah, so yeah, I'm not sure what Jack's saying there. Are you going to? I'm going to. I'm not sure where. Hide user on this channel. Put user on timeout. What's that all come up with? I've clicked on something here, haven't I don't know what I've done here. I've clicked that on the chat. And it's telling me to hide people, remove people. No, I don't want to do any of that. We got good people in the chat here. I say it's gone. I clicked it away. I don't know what I clicked on there. I haven't been in a live stream for ages, and it's changed since I was last in here doing a live stream. So it's a little bit different to what I'm used to seeing. Hi everyone in the chat. That was I don't think I've missed anything in the chat. For some reason I clicked on a button and say it's me. Oh, that's good. Let's put that rest of that in there. I can put the bottle out the way. Bottle out the way. Rest of the beer in the glass. Yeah, so I've done all sorts of things, haven't I? I tried something out which I think I've shown in the video or a little bit of it, which seems to work quite well. The edging strip that you can buy, which goes around the door frame of a car, especially on older cars, not so much perhaps on newer ones, I put round all the edging of where the deck boards sit on top of it. And I think this will work for two things. I think it will do. It's a bit tight pushing it on because it says for up to 4 millimeters thick wide, and what I've got is 5 millimeters, but it's tapered at the top a little bit, so it does push on. You can get it on. It's a little tight, but it seems to be working anyway. And what it hopefully will do is it will stop the deck board underneath getting worn by the edge of the metal, and it will stop the paint being worn away on the metal, which will create rusting. It will get wet and start to rust. So I hope it will prolong the life of both the deck boards and the channel for the rain runoff and holding the boards up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It's at the moment it's about 2 fail out. That is all. So it's very very little. So it's not. I'm pretty sure it would work, but I am definitely going to get it dead on. Aldi cider. Which one was they? Got a couple in there, haven't they? The cheapy one or the good one? I actually drink both myself. Actually, I got 2 or 3 other ones in there. So they do some of the fruity ones, but I'm not a fruity cider ones. Yeah, the Taurus, the cheaper one. Yeah, that's quite good actually for a cheap cider. It goes down quite well, doesn't it? It used to be about £1.80 for 4 cans. I think it's about £2.20 or £2.30 now, isn't it? Oh. The other thing is, I had put on what I call a donut on the prop shaft as well, which should take up a little bit of vibration, any movement as well. My other engine was just direct line straight from the gearbox onto the prop shaft. So that must have been absolutely spot on because I never had any vibration on that. Oh, it's £1.99. Oh, for 2 litres. You got the big bottles. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I've only ever bought it in the 4 cans, I think, before. I haven't bought any beer for ages because when I'm going to get beer at the moment, Why is this all? The computer's not straight towards me, is it? So when I'm sat upright, it's sort of making funny noises now. When I sat upright, it looked like I was leaning to one side, but it was the computer on a bit of a tilt, so the camera is not quite straight. Yeah, I've been going to Aldi shopping in Sandbach recently. I've been getting an Uber there and an Uber back, so I haven't been carrying lots of beer and everything. Time I get a couple of carrier bagfuls and my cool backpack on my back, that's enough for getting in at the Uber and all that sort of thing. So I haven't been getting any beer recently. And I've only gone once every few, not every other day or anything. So I've been short of beer, although I have walked down to the pub a couple of times. I've been down to the Cheshire Cheese a few times. Yeah, I quite like it in there. It's a good little local pub. A lot of locals in there, same people in there most nights, and yeah, chat to people. Very friendly pub. So yeah, the Cheshire Cheese, I recommend it here at Wheelock. Oh, well, thank you very much, Andrew. I'm glad you're enjoying them. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else I've done on it. Since I've been working every day on the engine and things, and it seems to be getting nowhere fast. Oh, I made a new dashboard up for the ignition switch and all the lights and everything. Um, that's what I should have been doing today, was wiring that up. But I've hurt my shoulder. Well, I've hurt my whole arm. I think I've actually got when I was doing all the grinding back and cleaning it all down, when I was cutting out all the old framework, I think I've been pushing on the angle grinder because I'm left-handed, so I'm holding it in my left hand and sort of pushing some weight on it with my right hand. And I think the vibration up through my arm has created me to have like tennis elbow, and it's extremely painful. And if I try to hold my arm up in the air for any length of time, it really, really does hurt. So where I wanted to get on and do the dashboard, especially when it started raining this afternoon, I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't hold my hand up there to do it. So that didn't happen. But yeah, I've wired in the immersion for the clarifier. It's got a 900-watt immersion in it, so I wired that in yesterday. I think I did that. I started the day before, but I finished it yesterday because I had to order a couple of bits and pieces. I needed the terminal block for the taking it off from. Put in the switch for that. At the moment, I've got the gee whiz, can't think straight tonight. It's the heat. The fuse, I've got it popped out at the moment, so if I happen to lean against it or something and switch it on by mistake, I'm not going to burn it out or anything because there's no water in the clarifier at the moment. So that could be a problem. No water in there, turning it on. So I know it works. I flicked it on, checked it all, came on. I knew it was drawing power straight away because as soon as my inverter has a load like that go on, the fans kick in. So I heard the fans kick in straight away as I switched it on. So I know damn well it must have been drawing power, so it must be doing something. But yeah, so I've done that, and it's always ordering something else every day. The header tank for the engine, of course, I've gone to a water-cooled engine from an air-cooled engine. I only need a header tank, and so I've decided I'm going to put it on the inside of the boat rather than the outside of the boat like you see all the hire boats. I put it onto the inside because I don't want the holes going down through my deck boards for the hose. Otherwise, that's the way water can get in. So I put it on the inside of the boat, then draw a hole at the top of the bulkhead where all the wires go through and all that near the top of the bulkhead. And I'll put the hose then going through back into the engine bay to the to the manifold on the engine. I think it goes to, remember rightly, wherever it goes to anyway. And that way, I won't have to cut those holes at the deck board and just give it an extra area where water can get by. So so I've decided to put it on the inside of the boat. Bit different, I know, but and then I'll have to put in case the expansion tank overflows, I'll put a little hose going out down to the drain point of the gutter, so if it goes into the drain point, shouldn't have any problems there. So it's all different. Just I do things my way, as a lot of you probably know, and it's not perhaps always the right way, but it's what seems to work for me, and it's what I try to do. And it's time for another drink. Right, I haven't really got much to sort of chat about for this. So I thought I'd try and keep it going for half an hour if we have a half-hour chat. If I don't get any questions, it's hard to keep talking. So throw some questions at me if you want to know about anything, and I can talk about it. But otherwise, it's hard to keep talking, really. When I'm drinking beer and I'm doing a beer stream, that's easy because I just talk about the beer. But I'm not doing that tonight. I'm playing case with the glasses. Yes and no. When it comes to this in the USA, I missed a lot of people. I made a lot of friends in the USA, and I missed a lot of friends from the USA. Whether I actually missed the USA, I think I prefer my boat life to working, and working, a lot of hours. Really, you don't get a lot of holiday time when you work over there. So yeah, it's nice to sort of be retired and living on the boat. To be honest with you, and I do miss the people. But as for actually missing the place, I think I prefer it here on my boat. If your boat do what you want, yeah, I do whatever I want on my boat. If I do it my way. It's my boat. Definitely. I've put in an Isuzu 42. It's not a brand new engine. It's a used engine which has been given to me. So the engines come cheap, but it's very low hour. I believe it's about 3,000 hours on it. So a very low hour engine. So and I've heard it run. I actually started that up out on the blocks out here when I first got here. It run like a dream. Very, very quiet. No smoke. No vibration. Sounded really sweet. So and that was with no exhaust on or anything like that, and it sounded as sweet as that. So now it's all connected up to the exhaust system and everything. Hopefully, that's all good. And of course, it's over twice as powerful as the old Lister. Although the Lister was a 3.2 litre, it was only 20 horsepower. But this Isuzu's 42 horsepower. So I'll have to get the old water skis out, I guess, for this one. But anyone that watches my videos will know I'm never going fast anyway. I never used to push the Lister, and I certainly won't be pushing this. The only time I ever tried on the Lister once, and I still wasn't flat out, was on the River Trent, where it's deep. And I wanted to know once upon a time roughly how fast it will go, as I still one day would like to do the Millennium Link. And I was coming back up the River Trent from the Erewash Canal going up to Sawley Locks. Yeah, there was no flow, so basically it was still water. And I got the phone out with the app on, the speed app, and it got up to 8.2 or 8.6 miles an hour, something like that, on the river going up against the flow. So I know I can do the 6 miles an hour necessary, which I think you have to be able to do to go across on the Millennium Link, to go across to the whatever the canal's called. I definitely have a problem tonight with words, don't I? I'm sure it's the heat. It's getting hotter in here, actually. It's 29.9 in here now. And it's getting later in the evening. That's the way to do it, Lee. Do it your way. Yeah, I've heard the Isuzus are pretty good engines. Hello, Ian. Nice to see you. You would put in a V8 with 500 horsepower, yeah. Yeah. Fortunately, I'm not putting in a V8, and I'm not quite sure what it'd do to a boat, a narrowboat. Try putting something like that. It wouldn't go any faster, really. Anyway, on the canal system, because you got the displacement of water this boat makes to start off with, to try and get enough water past the swim to make you go forward fast, it just doesn't happen. You get to a point, a sweet point, where it's running basically its maximum speed. Any faster you try to go, you can't drag enough water past the swim, so you get what's called swash coming back down the sides of the boat. So you're actually basically trying to go uphill because the water's dragging down underneath your boat. So your boat's basically trying to go uphill in a canal, which obviously it's just that doesn't do anything. Well, the new engine's more powerful, so it shouldn't be too big for the new engine. And and since the new engine is 42 horsepower and the old one was only 20 horsepower, I should think it was more than able to cope with the prop. It's not a huge prop, but it's not a small prop either. The reason being at 8 miles an hour, because when you're on the deep rivers, because I was on the River Trent and it's really deep, there's so much water there. Once you get going, it's basically just skimming across the top. You're not trying to drag all that water. There's so much water for it to pull back through the swim. You just push through it so easy. So that's the room fee. Yeah, it probably will be. But I can adjust that down probably. It doesn't tick out. I'll probably adjust the tick over speed a little bit. Yeah, that's the only thing it could make it go faster and tick over a little bit, because the Lister tick over speed was probably about 200 RPM less than what this one is. So yeah, it will be going slightly faster and tick over. So but mine was quite slow and tick over anyway before, so I don't think that'd be too much of a problem. The sound would be great. Yeah. Oh yeah. It is hot in this boat, guys. Hot, hot, hot. Oh, it's a thin t-shirt on, and I'm absolutely. But it's getting warmer. It's now gone over 30 in here now. It's 30.1. Well, it's because I've closed up everything, and I'm now getting no draft through the windows. So I had the windows all open. I drew the curtains to try and keep some of the light out. I'm now getting no draft through the windows, of course. So yeah, it's getting very clammy. Well, has anyone else got any more questions here? Oh, here we go. Run around Stew. Have you ever had any problems when you have been moored up anywhere? Oh, yes, I have, but not very often. Really only on one occasion, 2 occasions. One was when I was moored on the Coventry Canal, just north of Hawkesbury Junction, when lads come down on motorbikes down the towpath, creating havoc, threatening me, which I stood my ground on. And another time was when I was going through Birmingham, and some lads jumped on top of my boat as I was going through a lock, which I dealt with. Otherwise, yeah, not too much of a problem in 5.5 years. Unfortunately, there's idiots everywhere in the world. Can't get away from them anymore. Canals used to be sanctuary, but they're not anymore. You know, they're idiots are getting everywhere. What can I say? But it's probably still safer than being in the middle of Birmingham or somewhere. Lancaster, that's the one. Thank you very much, Martin. Yeah, the Lancaster Canal. The Ribble Link. Yeah, I couldn't think for the life of me. So I'm sure it's the heat. I can't think of anything. I never got any ice creams when I went shopping the other day either. Should have got some ice creams. This beer was ice cold when I poured it half an hour ago. It's now quite warm. Yeah, I'd like to do the Lancaster Canal one day. Do the Ribble Link. Might be looking for a volunteer to go with me on that one, because I have a feeling now you've got to have a crew member with you. Yeah, I know Kev's up there. Yeah, I've been in contact with Kev the other day. Well, I sent him a message on. Said it was nice to see him on the move again. Kev and I have met up a couple of times and chatted. Yeah. But yeah, Lancaster Canal, I wouldn't mind hitting it for a summer, well, which won't be this summer, of course, now. Well, I can't even get there at the moment, really, can I? I can't get up the Bridgewater, so until the Bridgewater's open, I won't be going up there. I suppose I could go up round the other way. That's always a possibility. Go up through Marple and down the Peak Forest and onto the Aston Canal, is it? Then onto the little bit of the Bridgewater and then onto Rufford branch, isn't it, I think? Oh, the Millennium Link trees. It's the link between you go across on the tidal Ribble, and they only let you out the lock at certain points of the tides, and you go down. I think it's the Rufford branch takes you down there. I think then you go across the Ribble, cross the Ribble, and it's can't remember the name of the brook you come out of now. Some brook you go up the other side. Then you have to go into the lock backwards to go up onto the Lancaster Canal. Not sure why. You have to go backwards. Otherwise, when you get up the top or something, you can't get right out. Something like that. Is the Rufford? Oh, I did get that one right. You see, I got one right. One thing right tonight. Yeah, it was Wouldn't mind. I think it's called the Millennium Link. They opened it up for the Millennium, didn't they? It was part of the doing it for the Millennium, so that's why I think it's called the Millennium Link. It's only open certain days and certain times of the year. I think it doesn't open until May, and it's only open till like September. Yeah, you go out down the River Douglas, is it? I think, and then onto the Ribble, cross the Ribble, and I can't think of the name of the brook. Then you go up. Someone said that I'd recognise it straight away, but anyways, it doesn't really matter, does it? But that's a trip for another day. It won't be this year, that's a certainty. Once I get moving again, I'm heading south. I am going south, and I might try and, depending on the time, I might go down the Thames and go out. I might go. Actually, I'll probably do the Grand Union Canal down to London, come back up the Thames. I wouldn't mind going down the Basingstoke Canal. My old ground, the Basingstoke Canal. Never been on it by boat. But I used to fish it. It was one of my main fishing spots for years and years and years. Won a few fishing matches on there, and I'd like to see it by boat. There's a few pubs I'd like to go back and visit as well. So yeah, at this moment in time, I might be moving before I finish off all the jobs. I might get a move on. I've had enough of sitting here. I can't sit in one place for 10 weeks like I have now. It's not me. I'm planning on at the moment getting the engine run, getting it all fitted up, and I can always do the later bits, finish off the rest as I'm on the move. Plan was to get it all done while I sat here, as it's an easy place to get everything dropped off if I need anything else. But I've got everything I need to get it going. So I think I'm going to, this week, definitely in the next few days, especially when it cools off a little bit, finish off getting the engine in, get it so I can start it. And I'm not worried if everything's not connected up. You know, all the important things will be connected up, you know, like ignition, warning lights and everything for the temperature senders and all that sort of thing to the dashboard. But if I don't finish off doing some of the other stuff, I'll do it on the move. It really is time to get moving. I've spent half the summer now not moving, and I've bought a narrowboat to be moving, not sitting around. So I need to get moving. Oh, there you go, Teresa. Yeah, that one is done. The prop is connected. Yeah. Yeah, the prop's connected. I think tomorrow, hopefully, get the engine level. So once I get the engine level, then connect up all the water hoses. Finish connecting up all the electrics. Start her up. And think about making a move. There's 2 spots of welding still left to do, but I need the boat moving to do that because I've got to get very close to the bank where the water outlet is for the runoff for the rails, where it's come through the side of the boat now. It just needs welding up on each side, but I need to get the boat close to the bank so Sim can get there and put the weld on. Savick Brook. That's the one, Savick Brook. Thank you very much there, Sir Teabag. Savick Brook. I knew it was something Brook, didn't I? I had the Brook bit right. Yeah, so, yeah, I wouldn't mind doing the Millennium Link. It's one of those challenges, so I wouldn't mind trying out. I don't know if I'm right in saying though. I thought I heard someone say recently that you have to have a crew member to do it. I'm not sure how true that is, but if anyone knows in the chat, if you let me know, is that true? Anyways, I think it's time to bring this to an end. I'm roasting in here. I want to go outside and get some fresh air. I nearly did it from outside, but it was so sunny out there. I thought, well, the light would be even worse than it is in here. I know the light's bad enough in here. But anyways, I think I'm going to go and get some air. I will do. Thank you very much, Stu. Yeah. Just I think it's time to go outside. Finish my beer off and sit outside, or sit in the front well deck where it's breezier up that end. It's under the shade of the trees now this time of the evening. So go and get some air, because I am literally here. Well, I normally sit down talking for ages. I just can't hardly talk now because it's so hot. So I'll catch you all very, very soon. Well, that's what I always thought, Martin. You had to be able to do 6 miles an hour. Somebody else told me you had to have a passenger. Well, I think they're thinking about the on the which I think they're wavering at the moment anyway, on the Manchester Ship Canal. I think you had to have a passenger. But I think if you're coming off, doing the little loop bit between the River Weaver and wherever it goes to, got no. I think you can do that on your own. But don't quote me on that, because I could be wrong. But only because I saw someone, I think, do it on their own recently. But I was on a video. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to thank you all for watching, of course. That's been absolutely brilliant. Sorry I haven't had any videos for the last this week. I'll try and get a couple edited. It's supposed to rain one day this week, so that'll be a chance for me to get the videos edited. So yeah. Better end this video the Trevor way, hadn't I? Thank you very much for watching. Trevor out.